I'm here with Kris Bondin, founder and managing director of Budgeting Works. How are you, Kris?
Good, thank you.
Good. Can you tell us a little history about your career to date?
Yeah, I finished my degree early 2000 and went on to do my CPA. So I went down an accounting, banking and finance process with regards to my course, and then I finished that and did my CPA thereafter. I then went on to work for two ASX listed companies and worked in their finance departments, process improvement type roles, just to try and get people or the company's processes improved with regards to the way they were doing things previously.
Excellent. How did you come up with the idea and the concept of Budgeting Works?
Yeah, Budgeting Works, or budgeting itself, has been something I've always enjoyed doing my entire life since I'm a kid. And as I got older, I started to earn more and more money and started to build some spreadsheets to track my finances on a daily basis. And I wanted to track my money to know where I was going, where it was all being spent, and allowed me to protect the goal that I wanted to set myself, which was to build my own home and to pay it off as quickly as I could, which it allowed me to do.
Excellent. A little birdie, speaking on that, a little birdie told me that age 26 you paid off your mortgage in less than 3 years. How did that happen?
It all come down to me first of all setting myself a goal and then sticking to it, and then putting aside everything else in my life and setting myself on a path or a journey that allowed me to get there as quickly as I could. And for me that was 973 days.
Fantastic.
What I did on a daily basis is I tracked my money, and I actually tracked my offset account versus my mortgage to make sure that the banks were charging me the right amount of interest per day and then per month to make sure that the banks were honest with regards to their charge of interest to me. But it also allowed me to be ahead and make sure whether or not I was on path with regards to meeting my goal or not.
Right. Excellent. So what are some of the ways Budgeting Works can help people?
Yeah, what it is, it's all about setting aside some plans or a goal for people, and whether or not it's building your own home or whether it's going away on a holiday or just savings in general. For me, it was all about putting as much money towards the house and paying off the mortgage as quickly as I could. But for people to start a plan, they need to start now and making some tough decisions with regards to whether or not they go without a few things like entertainment, or whether it's buying your lunch every day at work. So little things that you can still live your life, but just about tweaking your finances a bit just to try and get there a bit faster.
Sure. What are some of the ways, some small changes people can make, like you were just talking about, to better save?
Yeah, it just comes down to putting a plan in place and looking at whether or not putting aside some wants and needs with regards to people's finances, and looking at what is a need and what is a want and what do I want more in life. And just weighing up the two and putting aside your needs before your wants, and that you get there much faster.
Sure. Are you seeing an increase in people needing help with increased debts and repayments?
Yeah, for us, debts and debt repayments, consumer debt, to put it that way, is very, very high for us. So people come with 2 or 3 credit cards, a handful of short-term money loans and a personal loan or two. And that what it tells us is clients haven't managed their finances probably in the best way they could have. So the best way to go forward with regards to managing your money is being able to do it using debt with the right way in terms of facilities, and having short-term loans to repay other loans and to repay other loans. It's just a domino effect with regards to digging yourself into a deeper hole with regards to debts.
Sure. Does Budgeting Works also assist people get control of their debt levels? If so, how?
Yeah, so it comes down to cash flow management. So if clients are paying too much on their loan repayments, then what we can do is we can actually help clients put together some payment plans and maximise their cash flow. A lot of clients that we see, they're obviously overcommitted, so the debt repayments are more than their income's coming in. And what we do is we actually sit with them and work with the creditors to put forward a plan that the client can afford and be able to repay those with regards to sufficient cash flow.
Sure. Can you tell me how your savings plans work?
Yeah, savings plans is the same way as being able to reduce debt. It starts with a realistic budget that we sit with clients and create together, and then putting towards savings plans or savings goals along the journey throughout the plan to be able to reach a deposit, and then putting aside some mini goals to get there.
Great. I believe you're about to launch an exciting service around accelerated mortgage repayments. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, mortgage acceleration is exactly what I did with regards to paying my house off fast, and it all comes down with money management skill set and a bit of control and discipline with regards to your finances. So if someone does want to pay off their home much quicker than the 30 years, which is the average, and not be like everyone else, then we're actually going to a program that will help people put aside a goal and be able to save them hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest and also repayments, and get them into either a second home or a third home much faster. But it all comes down to setting a plan in place and putting aside some little mini goals, some discipline with regards to the way they manage their money and where things are being spent, and getting there to pay off their mortgage much faster.
Excellent. What do you think will be the biggest challenge in the next 12 months for households?
All about money management. So the more and more consumer debt that is out there, as long as people are willing to be able to make some decisions with regards to changing the way they do things moving forward, then giving clients the ability to make some tough decisions, whether it's
Sure.
not being able to rely on credit and just slowly getting through a new way of thinking with regards to managing their money. That's what we think is probably the best way for clients to be able to set themselves and prepare themselves moving forward.
Excellent. Can you give me a brief rundown on how the new credit laws changed and how they impact everyone?
Yeah. So it's from March 12, 2014, the government introduced new privacy legislation that allowed financial institutions and other reporting bodies to be able to share more data about privacy information, and that tells organisations whether or not people are paying their bills on time or debt repayments on time. So it's good and bad. For the good, it allows people to put their hand up and go, I'm a good person to give credit to. But for those who are always behind with regards to paying their bills or paying their loan repayments late, there's actually more data about how late they were with paying those bills. And it makes financial institutions a bit more savvy with regards to making decisions whether or not they want to give or grant credit to applicants.
Sure. Will Budgeting Works services improve my credit score, and how?
Yeah, with Budgeting Works, our program is designed to be able to help people with regards to taking control of the burden away from them, being able to pay their bills on time and not having be able to remind themselves as to when they're going to pay things off in terms of expenses and repayments. Our program is designed to be able to know when and how much repayments are supposed to go out for clients, and it kind of mitigates the risk for clients forgetting and also being able to improve their credit score with regards to repayment history.
Sure. Can you give me an idea of the costs associated with your services?
Yeah, our services start from $800 and go up from thereafter with regards to complexity, with regards to clients, and that $800 is usually paid over 3 months. So clients may go, oh, it's an upfront fee, I can't afford it, but it's all about us working with the client and being able to put some repayment or payment plans in place for the client. They can afford it, but they're also getting a benefit of much more than that value that they're paying for. We've also got a weekly management fee which starts at $29 that manages the client's finances day to day and pays all their bills and keeps in contact with the client on a daily basis.
Fantastic. What sort of results should I expect if I engage Budgeting Works?
Yeah, historically what we've seen is we've seen clients with a few $100s in their account, and our program is designed to help them get to where they want to be faster with regards to better structure and money management discipline over their finances. And we've been able to see clients from $0 to $1,000 to being able to save $10,000 in 4 months. It all comes down to structure and having a plan for the client that if they take away the burden of managing their money on a daily basis, they can get there much faster with a professional organisation being able to manage it with regards to the same plan that they would have done on their own, but historically haven't been able to.
That's great. What do you feel is Budgeting Works' point of difference in the market?
We think our customer service is great with regards to sitting with clients and responding to clients in a timely manner. And secondly, the transparency that we give our clients. We give our clients email alerts after every transaction that we manage on their behalf. So clients are constantly always over and above what they should be getting from an organisation like ours. We're actually putting everything in their inbox with regards to what's happening. So they're constantly aware of where things are happening and what's going on with their finances.
Excellent. Do you have 3 tips for people looking to take charge of their household budgets?
Yeah, well, the first tip is to actually sit down and look at the historical data and being able to put a plan together in terms of the next 12 months. The secondly is just understanding and balancing their wants and their needs with regards to putting aside what they really want. So if they want to achieve some savings faster, are they willing to put aside some expenses with regards to going out every week and staying home and having dinner?
Sure.
And thirdly, being able to just keep track of all those expenses that clients are actually incurring to be able to make sure they're on the right path or not.
Kris Bondin, founder and managing director at Budgeting Works. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you.